We gods are losing our power. We believed Titans to be imprisoned forever. Now, they're breaking free. It will mean chaos. The end of the world.
What am I meant to do?
Perseus, I need your help.
This is for gods, not humans.
You will learn someday that being half human makes you stronger than a god.
You're sweating like a human. Next, it'll be tears.
Not quite.
Hey YouTubers, Hankster here, and welcome to another movie review. And I'm going to be doing two movie reviews in two separate videos. In the first video, we're going to be focusing on Wrath of the Titans, starring Sam Worthington, Rosamund Pike, Bill Nighy, and Liam Neeson. Now, this of course is the sequel to the 2010 Clash of the Titans, which of course was a modern-day remake of the 1980 version of the same name, which makes it interesting that this is a sequel to a remake. Also to note, this is of course the third movie this year that Liam Neeson has appeared in. He of course starred in The Grey. He of course then also the re-release of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. So it's interesting that he's got three movies. Well, of course, he hasn't been on the second one wasn't out until like 1999, but still he has three movies out this year. Now, of course, this movie takes place a decade after the events of the first movie, and Perseus, played by Sam Worthington, has settled down and has become a fisherman in a local village. His wife, of course, had passed away in a non-film scene, and he is now raising his son on his own, who, of course, is named, Helios, played by John Bell. Of course, at one night he is visited by his father, the king of gods, Zeus, and he is warned of an impending end of the world scenario that he has to join in on. Now, of course, Perseus refuses. He is wary of any more adventures, and just wants to be with his son, being that that's the only family he has left. Well, of course, Zeus goes down to the realm of Hades, who of course is also the name of his brother, and of course is thinking that they're going to arrange a new alliance along with his other son, Ares, and of course his other brother Poseidon, to take on the growing resurgence of Kronos, the ruler of the Titans, of course, who is also their, Poseidon, Zeus's and Hades' father, who they of course had to fight to claim the world from ages ago. Of course, to Zeus's dismay, he finds out that both Hades and Ares had joined forces to bring back Kronos from his prison in Tartarus, which is, of course, deep in the bowels of the earth. And, of course, they kidnap him, and of course, things are set in motion. Of course, meanwhile, the minions of Kronos have been escaping from Tartarus and are now wreaking havoc in the human world. especially in Perseus's village, where some chimera, which are a cross between lions, goats, and snakes, are attacking the village and killing people and setting everything ablaze and all. Of course, this forces Perseus to don his armor and his weapons again and take on the impending threat. He, of course, finds out from a dying Poseidon that there is another half-god that he has to find. Let's see here. I got some information down here. Agenor, who, of course, is another half-god and the son of Poseidon, who, of course, is also a criminal, and he is held by Perseus' old friend, Queen Andromeda, who, of course, is also leading her armies against the impending threat as well. Well, of course, the mission is for them to find the ancient god known as the Fallen, or also known as Hephaestus, who, of course, is played by Bill Nye. Now, of course, if you don't remember who Bill Nye is, he, of course, played Davy Jones in the second and third Pirates of the Caribbean movies. He, of course, also was Celine's father in Underworld, the Underworld series, well, Vampire Father, and of course he was Sean's stepfather in Shaun of the Dead. So this guy's been a lot of interesting movies I've seen. So if you don't know his, just check out those movies. He's, of course, you'll recognize him when you see him in this movie. You know he has a beard. Now, of course. Kronos, all this is they have to get into Tartarus and save Zeus before Kronos awakens. I'm not going to give you too much to go there. I don't want to give you more spoilers for people who might have not seen this yet, even though this has been out for about a month. And pretty much when I went to see it yesterday, it was a 2D showing, and basically I think it was in its last week because its prices were low. All in all, this was a pretty good movie. You can catch this in either 2D or 3D. Of course, as I said, I did see this in 2D, but I did see a lot of it to be a worthy 3D movie. Now, of course, if you remember when the remake of Clash of the Titans came out back in 2010, it was in the surgence. It was the start of this, the 3D fad started by James Cameron's Avatar, and a lot of adventure movies quickly scrambled to get their movies redone, to be done in 3D. And of course, this was one of the Clash of the Titans was one of the casualties. Many people really didn't like how they kind of makeshift this into a 3D movie rather than just let it out as it was intended to be. Just letting it join the fad at the time. Of course, it's still going on, but you know what I mean. But this, on the other hand, it apparently has not suffered the same fate it did, as all know. It did so well. It was second only to Hunger Games for a while till a couple weeks ago. I don't know. Wait, no, I'm gonna get that mixed up with another movie. But it was doing pretty good. Of course, now it's just going down in the top 10. But it's definitely a good movie to see. A lot of special effects, not just in the CGI effects with the monsters and stuff. And of course, not all the monsters in this movie are CGI, especially the Minotaur that is featured in this movie. That is actually a man in a costume. It's not a CGI character, as I have read into the movie. interesting concepts how many of these mythical creatures have been portrayed, especially Kronos, who, of course, as you all know, is a Titan, and Titans are very gigantic. He, is represented as some sort of giant lava creature. But of course, in many mythologies, he is represented as an old man. He kind of is representative of time rather than some sort of some earth beast or earth monster or whatever. But nice presentation to him. A lot of other interesting creatures like the Chimera, the Cyclops, these strange undead creatures are kind of joined at the hip. That also are in this movie as well. And it kind of flows well, just goes right into the point, doesn't, screw around with, side stories. Perseus, gets what he needs, gets who he needs, and they go and save the day. Pretty much. You just have to go and see how they save the day. And I just read that there might be a third installment, but with the results of this, I'm not really sure because where else can they go after the ending of this movie? But they'll probably think of something. So just check out Wrath of the Titans if it's still in your local theaters, and stay tuned here for more reviews and whatnot here on the Multiverse. See ya.